Hello, everyone, and welcome to Enterprise Document Intelligence, Automating Insights and Detecting Anomalies, our session here this afternoon at ERP Suites AI Week. Happy to have you join. I'm here with a colleague of mine, Robb, who's our AI advisor for ERP Suites. My name is Manuel Neyra. I'm an AI product vice president and AI at ERP Suites. We're happy to talk to you about a particular solution that has gotten traction in the marketplace. It's an interesting area, certainly one of the areas that I touched upon yesterday in the keynote regarding, some of the functional areas where AI adoption has some traction across industries, and that is specifically sales. So we'll jump into that. We'll provide some context today. And we'll also have a demo today, which will be nice. You can see the solution in action, and we'll also give you some forward-looking type of information and where we're looking at taking this particular solution. So with that, let's go ahead and move to the next slide, please, Drew. So the agenda is we'll talk a little bit about understanding AI within the context of JD Edwards, give you a little bit of context as well as the technologies that are involved in a sales solution with AI that we'll be discussing. We'll talk a little bit about embedding AI document understanding and the demo. So you'll see a live version of that. And then we'll also cover other use cases, and we'll have some time for questions at the end. Next slide, please. Okay, to just kind of tee this up, and we saw this yesterday in the keynote, and then earlier today, where the JD Edwards team presented information about JD Edwards and about their AI enablement strategy, right? This is the Oracle OCI AI stack. As you can see, right, quite a few services as part of their portfolio, so pretty expansive, rich capabilities. And of course, as Prashant mentioned earlier, infrastructure, right? The AI infrastructure is tantamount, right? So that not only can you get results, but you can get performant, answers and insights. So this is kind of the breadth, and we've been spending a good chunk of our time working with Oracle AI, not exclusively, but definitely a good chunk of our time going here for the context that for the solution that we'll share. We will narrow it down a little bit more to give focus, and you see what technologies we're using for that solution. Next slide. So types of AI, and there's quite a few types of AI, but we've summarized four of the key ones. Vision. So if document understanding is what we have the session title, or at least a portion of the title today. Document understanding falls under the category of vision AI capabilities, right? So being able to read documents, read images, and be able to harvest that information that is within those types of files. Two, RAG, which is a capability that allows additional knowledge bases to be incorporated as part of your data as a customer and may be able to use. So this is something that we are looking at going forward in the possibility to enrich the functionality of the sales order process. So more to come on that. Next, machine learning, right? Being able to learn from patterns, being able to both positive and maybe not so positive patterns. You can learn from both, as we all know, right? As humans, we learn from those two types of experiences. So does AI. And anomaly detection. This is the other component that we have embedded in the solution, looking for anomalous type of scenarios, as well as conformity type of scenarios that will help enrich the solution. So when we talk about the solution in increasing detail and see the demo, keep in mind that these are at least three of these four technologies are things that we have incorporated, one that is on the roadmap. Next slide. So just a little bit before we jump into the specifics of the solution, AI implementations, if we want to simplify outside of the technology and the cloud and some of the other components that we've discussed, are the actual implementations. How do you implement AI? And as we look at JD Edwards, there's two major options, if you will. One is a digital assistant that you may have sat on other sessions today and even yesterday, where you talk about AI that comes by way of an intern, right? That Mo Shujat at ERP Suites likes to refer the agent as. Sometimes I'll call it a companion that is sitting next to a JD Edwards application, and you can interact right with the data in JD Edwards and have the base app next to you. So that's a digital assistant. An embedded AI is an implementation where there is a premium on the AI functionality being embedded within the JD Edwards application itself. So the user, let's say sales rep or customer service rep that is working in sales order entry is interacting with the application, and and the decision is made at a company to enhance those capabilities through AI. Well, the ideal situation would be to have that AI already part of the sales order entry application, for example. So that's embedding. Again, I'll repeat, the embedding of AI is not a customization of the base JD Edwards application. It is extension of capabilities through other methods, so that you as a customer don't have to take a step back and being able to take patches or enhancements for that application from JD Edwards. Next up.
Absolutely. So I'll take it over here. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Manuel, and just giving some background there. Just wanted to give some more information before I jump into the demo. Mentioned this in a few other presentations I had at AI Week. But we really try to authenticate with these OCI AI services because it is very seamless, especially mixing together with orchestrator, right? Because the power behind these is definitely orchestrations, and building out orchestrations that get data in and out of the JD Edwards system is very important and very viable when building out our solutions. And I just also wanted to list as well kind of the AI services that we've looked into, and Manuel harped on them, Gen AI or RAG, right? Being able to read financial documents or large amounts of documents, training materials, or something we speak about with customers, do customer onboarding. We actually have a great session tomorrow on code assist to help developers develop and test their code. And that's got to be big in the way of the JD Edwards world as we start to think about, code assist helping us build out orchestration so we can bulk mass produce orchestrations and start doing that kind of work. Still in the future, but something we're thinking of very heavily here with using orchestrations, especially with our AI services. Manuel touched on the digital assistants. We have a manufacturing and a financial digital assistant. The financial one was earlier today that Manuel did. And then also we have speech and language, which we haven't harped on too much yet, haven't really found the place yet in the enterprise. But the one we'll be focused on mostly today is vision, really document understanding, and being able to read PDFs, TIFFs, JPEGs. We're going to focus on PDFs today, on reading those into JD Edwards. Vision, just real quick, going back to that one, is being able to read images as data. One example we like to use there is for anomaly detection. So, for example, sending in a part of a pulley and detecting and testing and detecting whether it's defective or non-defective, it's complete, is something that we use in the vision space. So again, document understanding is what we're going to be focused on today in the demo. So with that, just real quick, we will be doing a sales order entry demo. This demo will be inside of JD Edwards, as Manuel said. We do not want to do any customizations. We want to use standard JD Edwards and enhance it, right, with buttons and make it very seamless, very integrated. And again, just connecting orchestrations with the OCI service we'll use today is document understanding. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pull that demo up. Give me 1 second. Share my screen. So with that, I will say that I had to zoom in quite a bit because our faces would not go away. And I know you guys like seeing our faces so much, but I wanted you guys to also see the screen. So I might be zooming in and out here a few times, but I wanted you guys to see all the features and capabilities here. So with that, as you can see, I'm inside of JD Edwards here, just in the customer service inquiry, the P4210. you can see that we just have 2 buttons here. So we have order from image single and order from image multi. This is where we'll be doing the upload of the sales order documents inside of JD Edwards. So with that, I just want to show a few of the documents we'll be uploading here. Probably just do a few. I have 4 total, but just wanted to walk through them. So as I said before, these documents can be, PDF, TIFFs, JPEGs. Oracle's working to do better at Word documents, Excel documents, new capabilities to come. But as of right now, you can train those various ones. Let me click. I'm going to just stop sharing my screen. Oh, not that one. Sorry. Apologies. Back. There we go. All right. Awesome. So yeah. So as I was saying, so this is just a standard sales order here. You see at the top here, we just have some information, some more in tables. Right now, it's just, you can just see it's just touring bikes. So you have a red touring bike and a used sport bike. You got the ship to, sold to up here. And then what I really wanted to point out here, which is a cool capability we've been working on, is you'll see this is our item number, and this is the customer item number. And a cool capability we brought into a document understanding is the ability to cross-reference when you don't have an item number in there. So, for example, if I move over the 2-1, it's the same exact order, but you'll see that the item number is missing. The customer item number is missing there. So with that, we also have another one here. This is just a different company. So Cloud9, ship to, sold to, a little bit different. Same items in here though. And then lastly, we have a customer PO sample bad. And by bad, what I'm showing you is we're missing the ship to right here. And what we're actually starting to work on with this solution is the ability to handle errors that might arise and give you actually reasons why a sales order might not run through. Because as you know from testing models, they're not always perfect. People miss things, people miss data, but be able to catch those mistakes and better train on them is definitely something we're looking to do here. So I'm going to jump back into JD Edwards again. And as you can see, I'm just going to do a quick order from image single right here. And again, this is working with OCI services, and it's so seamless that I'm just going to click this drag or drop. It's going to pop up the same orders up here. I'm actually going to insert this PO 2-1 right here. And then I'm just going to click OK. And as you can see in the top right here, it's with the power of orchestration mixed with OCI document understanding. It's actually reading that document, pulling out all the data, and actually going to input it into the P4210 that you see here. So just give it a few moments for that to come through. And when it comes through, it'll show a nice submitted pop-up here. So as you can see, it's been submitted. The order number is 2009 right here. You can see a sales order. If I do a quick find right here, what you're going to be able to see is that the input has been uploaded completely right here. All the information is in here. Get the correct prices as well from JD Edwards, also uploaded under the extended amount. One thing I showed you before was the second item number. So as you can see, we were missing the customer item number right here. And as you can see, we were able to cross-reference and actually bring that into JD Edwards correctly. Another capability I wanted to show just real quick is I'm going to right click here and I'm going to go to order attachments. And what I'm going to show you is that we actually were able to upload the order into JD Edwards. So as you can see, we can do data validation. The order has been uploaded here. And as far as that, there's no work done actually at OCI, even though we're using OCI document understanding. Again, this is embedded inside of your JD Edwards environment. Again, it's standard, just with a button, no customizations needed. One other key feature I wanted to show you, and again, we're working on the multi. I could share that today. It just might be a little janky showing up here just because you'll see multiple of the same order. But I wanted to show you kind of what we see with error handling. So again, I'm going to go back to this one. You're going to see we're missing the ship to address, or the ship to place right here. I'm going to jump back over to customer service inquiry. I'm going to do another order from image single. And I'm going to pull that one in. So again, just a simple drag and drop as I showed before right here. and you're going to see the customer PO sample. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then again, it's going to try to grab that data using the power of OCI document understanding again, pull that data and try to import it into JD Edwards P4210. And as you can see at the top here, it's pretty cool. So you'll see the error executing this specific orchestration that we use for this document understanding for sales order. If I hit the drop-down number or the drop-down button, it actually could not determine ship to name from customer file, and it tells you exactly what the issue is. So you can go through and have the human in the loop that could actually change this and better enhance your model in the future for sales order process. So with that, I'm going to exit out, and again, really quick, seamless demo. I'm going to jump back over to the presentation, so give me one moment here. And let me... Oh, I saw a question pop up. Do you offer orchestration training that would cover AI components? Manuel, you want to take that one real quick while I open up my presentation?
I will take care of that question.
Thank you. Can everybody see my screen okay? Good to go? Awesome. So just jumping forward, just want to highlight a few capabilities that I went over during that presentation and what we have future looking, what we're looking into doing more with the document understanding piece. One thing that we showed you was automated data entry using images. The thing is, we've been doing this with other images as well, expense reports, sales orders, quotes. You can do it with pretty much anything. So think are the possible there with how we can start to automate these images into JD Edwards and automate kind of these processes. The second one is embedded in E1, as you saw, quick button, no customizations, pretty standard there as far as that capability. Single, easy to use. Attach orders, source stock as media image. You saw that as well. All the work was done inside JD Edwards, and you were able to see that attachment link in the top right as part of the demo. And then future features, I mentioned a few before. So quotes, sales orders, expense reports. When you actually upload a different document, document understanding has the ability to understand various different documents, decipher which one it is. And with an enhanced error handling, we can tell what documents what, if it should go to the right place, if it's not going to the right place, how it's read, kind of all those things. It can really understand different document types. So we can build a lot of different processes using this specific AI technology. And I showed you the cross-reference. We didn't, I said future right here, but the cross-reference, being able to cross-reference the customer item number with your item number in JD Edwards is also very important. This third point leverages supplemental databases. Now with this one, what we really like to indicate here is that it actually has the ability to understand historical data. So as you train the model and certain customers send in certain things, maybe, we're really training on handwritten, files as well. And I mentioned Excel and Word are coming up with Oracle as well. They're still working on getting those read through document understanding and better understood and more complete. But with leveraging supplemental databases and master data, it's really understanding historical customer inputs. Let's say someone spells something wrong or an item number is just misplaced, but they continuously do it. We can use a thing called vector databases to really keep track of all the historical inputs, help train the model. So it provides better features, better capabilities, and provides better results in the end. So that's another key feature we're definitely working on. You saw the multi-upload button up in the corner there, or up on the screen that I showed you before. So being able to batch load multiple sales orders, batch load multiple expense reports, really anything. We actually had that tested and working just fine as well. Just tweaking the error handling on that. But really, that's all around leveraging. So you saw how I submitted that sales order and it popped up and you got a little notification there. Really, you can leverage E1 notifications as well, especially when we upload multiple of them. It will show you multiple of them basically in the JD Edwards page. You can also set the E1 notifications to send email messages to notify other people when certain sales orders have been uploaded as well. So that's another key feature we're working on in the future, and we actually can leverage it right now. So a few of these we got done before AI Week, which we're very excited about, but still looking forward, still seeing what we can do. As Manuel mentioned before, potentially connecting this document understanding piece with, once we get the data into JD Edwards, use a digital assistant in the end to, that a territory sales manager can use, or something along those lines, right? The possibilities are kind of endless, and really growing AI from square one of, crawl, walk, run, automation, prediction, autonomous ERP is where we want to strive to be. So yeah, so with that, gonna move on. I want to talk about a few other use cases, and I may have mentioned them already talking with you guys, but really quality management inspection, and I mentioned it before, it's the vision tool. Being able to read images as data, send them into JD Edwards for quality inspection, and uploading that data into JD Edwards as well. Is it definitely another piece we're looking into. We actually have a session tomorrow on anomaly detection that we will start to look at some of that stuff. Not so much using vision, but more anomaly detection stuff. But definitely another piece, another cool technology. And then we have supplier and customer automated compliance as well is another one. Recording operational transactions, so expense reports, financial documents. I mentioned a few of these before. Quotes. Really anything you can think is operational transactions is where we like to start. With the document understanding piece. And I mentioned invoices, receipts, PO labels, asset inventory recognition. And again, it's all enhancing how you currently do it, right? So, right, no more manual inventory tracking, no more manual uploads, data entry, really help with, it's more than third-party OCI that you can train for one thing. It can read multiple documents, cut down on manual efforts, more automation, and it can lead to bigger and brighter things in the AI world as we start to seamlessly move these tools together. So yeah, that's anything you want to add there, Manuel? And then just on the right, actually real quick, is just the AI considerations for this tool. So we mentioned vision, document understanding, kind of going hand in hand there. Obviously, Enterprise One, orchestration is the backbone for getting the data in the JD Edwards. And then, we actually move the files using into OCI buckets. And once a file is read, it's actually moved to another file. So that prevents duplication with the files there. And then lastly, we eventually want to hook it up to Oracle Analytics. Again, that's more art of the possible. I said digital assistant, but also Oracle Analytics to do some more dashboarding with the data and analytics and insights and all that. So with that, anything you want to add there, Manuel, that I may have missed as far as use cases, image data, or the possible anything there?
Well, there's a lot of possibilities there
Yep.
in this space. One of them being, right, other types of files, images, being able to harvest information from there, as well as incorporating some of the other components we mentioned early on in the presentation, right, which would have been, kind of more machine learning, as well as suggesting to the CSR that maybe, importing these orders or quotes could be as well, and being able to get some recommendations by the AI agent in terms of upsell, cross-sell type of opportunities in those kind of scenarios. And when I'm talking about that capability, I'm not specifically talking about the functionality that JD Edwards has. It would be enhancing those capabilities with further kind of suggestions that maybe would be beneficial, definitely maybe for a newer CSR, but also valuable to more experienced one. So certainly there's some potential there. I think we're all good there.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for hearing about our new solution. Happy to build it. We love building it out. We love seeing all the possible and implementing these tools using Oracle services and the all the possible. Just keep thinking that for sure as you go through the rest of AI Week and all the other sessions you go through. With that, any questions in the chat we didn't see or we need to answer? I'm sure there's a few, Scott.
Yeah, did you get to the AI document is a Oracle service, right? I mean, that's the one we were using, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's called document understanding. It's the Oracle service that's used. So that's correct.
And can this also work with configured sales orders, JDE configurator?
Yes, it can. It can work. The particular example that Drew demonstrated was not for configured sales orders, but it's the same type of implementation. There'll be some tweaks to enable it for those set of use cases, that functionality in JD Edwards.
Another comment said, sounds like this can replace third-party software companies that offer OCR. So.
Yes, that is certainly, in another session I had with one of my colleagues, Mo Shujat, right, that kind of question came up as well. Legacy, right, there is OCR technology. Now we're looking at AI technology. A big differentiator in that kind of looking at those two solutions, not just modern to say modern, right, but the AI solution would have the capability to learn. So it'll be learning and be able to incorporate those, right? So, and one example of that is also handwriting, right? So right now, I know Oracle is working on that. We've tested some of those things out, and Oracle's improving that. That does require deeper learning, algorithms that they're working on, so that they can, certainly with my horrible handwriting and being left-handed too, like it can read, but it's pretty impressive how close they're getting to that. So those kind of capabilities are kind of triggered or kind of pushed for with the AI technology. OCR would have an issue with the kind of handwritten type of notes.
So that's all I see. I was just going to jump back up to the other question about orchestrator training. And Manuel, you answered that. So I think people can all see that reply. But certainly, yeah, that's something, whether it's regular orchestrator training or orchestrator training with AI. And obviously, this is AI week, anything with AI. So head over to our website, fill that out, and set up a quick conversation where we can find out what it is specifically with your organization that you're looking for, and we can find the right people. You've seen many people today speaking, so we'll reach out to that right person, bring them on the call, and we can find out how we can help. Can it scrape data from the email body? Okay, that's
great question. You want me to tackle that one, Drew?
You got it, yeah.
Yes, so good question. It can do it for certain types. This goes back to Drew's comment about because we're using Oracle OCI AI functionality, the additional document types, Microsoft kind of suite of products, spreadsheets, and whatnot are in the queue. They also have a queue for different types of formats of email, but text files, it can certainly read text files. So if you have that in that format, it might even do HTML, but other types of formats for emails, it will, if it doesn't do it right now, it will soon do it.
Yeah.
It's in their roadmap. Yeah,
I think I mentioned like Excel was one of them as well. It's in the roadmap. Like we work pretty closely with Oracle, we're partners with Oracle, and as we test these tools, we try to get as many things out of. We hear from our customers how their processes work, and that's the biggest thing. It's like making sure it can read all these things, but as Manuel said, it involves deeper learning. So, but in the roadmap and hopefully soon to come.
So another question: could this arguably replace AP automation? The answer is yes.
Yep.
It can be a replacement. So. We'd have to discuss what kind of capabilities you're using and whatnot, and we can get into the details, right, of how we would implement. I imagine folks with some of these questions, you have insights. Well, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? Right? Obviously with Orchestrator in the mix, that gives us a lot of flexibility, and what JD Edwards has done to kind of enable the native authentication of OCI services. But AI has a lot to offer as well, right? From an automation perspective. So yeah, possibilities are endless.